Hello friends, I'm here to share with you what is necessary for Kundalini awakening. So because this has been people have been asking me about this, and there has been a lot of information given on the site, and still there are maybe there may be some answers that I need to give out for Kundalini awakening. So the first thing important for Kundalini awakening is your desire for Kundalini awakening, that you want to awaken your Kundalini. And it's not the desire, it's the desire is how strong is the desire. It's not just that you want to awaken your Kundalini so that you can gain powers, so that you can become a very powerful personality, so that you can of any those sort of question, any those sort of desire, or any those sort of wishes are there, then then it doesn't make the awakening for Kundalini intention that strong, because Kundalini awakening, it happens for the evolution of a soul. And everybody has to evolve at some time or the other. I'm sorry for the noises in the background. So Kundalini awakening is actually going to happen sometime or the other with each and every person, either in this lifetime or in future lifetimes. But it helps to remove the lessen human births, and it helps a person to evolve, helps a person to become more and more human. It helps a person to become more and more divine. So Kundalini awakening is actually for that. So if you have a really genuine reason to desire for awakening Kundalini, then surely your Kundalini will awaken. And the more genuine reason, the more the more passionate you are, the more it's the burning desire kind of thing, because you want your Kundalini to awaken as soon as possible. So all that works. Your emotional means your emotional force behind this, how much quickly emotionally you want your Kundalini to awaken, that also helps. And many people they just I know, because Kundalini awakening gives very the advantages are like very much like everybody wants it. So but not everybody's body is prepared for the Kundalini awakening. So first of all, you just need to prepare your body, because the more prepared your body is, the quicker the awakening will be, quicker the Kundalini will awaken. And so first thing is the intention. The second most important thing is the blockages in the body, that blockages in the body are also, they also play a part in how quickly you awaken your Kundalini. First of all, the more blockages your body has, more physical, emotional and mental blockages your body has, the time will increase in awakening. Suppose even if the Kundalini awakens, then it won't awaken fully, like the full awakening is considered as all five chakras are crossed, and once the Kundalini again comes back to the root chakra, and that is considered as a complete awakening. But suppose if you have blocks in higher chakras, then your Kundalini won't cross those chakras, and you have to work on those chakras. So your Kundalini, it has you have to cleanse your body, and you have to cleanse your chakras regularly. For that, for cleansing your all physical, emotional and mental blockages. And I have written to some extent on my site that Kundalini awaken does help to clear chakras. Yes, it obviously clears the chakras, it obviously helps to clear the blockages, but that is very deep blockages, that are like that are related, that is connected to some past life memories. And but the blockages that are on physical level, on emotional, the more layer the more layer is the more shallower the layer is of the blockage. You need to cleanse it yourself. Kundalini will cleanse the deeper layers, which you don't even know that they exist. But the upper layers you need to clear off. Why do you need to clear off the upper layers? Because because Kundalini, it needs a clean body to run inside, and it will, and cleansed body will help the Kundalini to open the chakras very quickly. to cleanse the body of emotional blockages, mental blockages, you have to make sure that you practice for mental cleansing. You need to whatever input you take from the outer environment, like reading media, and all sorts of whatever you watch on the TV, whatever you read, make sure that it's more and more positive, because if any negative or disturbing news you read, yes, there is news, you need to stay in touch with the world, but that is a different thing. But if you need read negative stuff, then you will have those kind of thoughts in your mind, and they will create mental blocks. So, and emotional blocks are created from the mental blocks. Once you have negative thoughts, you will start having negative feelings about them, so you will that will give rise to emotional blockages. So make sure, and emotional blockages you can clear off with forgiveness and prayers. And yes, forgiveness is very important, and you can use forgiveness affirmations, prayers for that. And to cleanse physical blockages are the most difficult, and they take the longest time to get removed from the body. As there is some negative thought has turned into a negative emotion, and a negative emotion has turned itself into something physical, that is that is not a part of your actual and healthy body. So it will take time for the physical blockage cleansing. And if any of you who have physical blockages, the physical blockage is very easily identifiable, because if you have aches and pains in body, if you are prone to get colds very quickly, then there is something or the other on the physical level too, that is troubling you. Or maybe very dense emotional blockage that is quickly manifesting itself into a physical blockage. As soon as something even this bit negative happens, then it immediately appears as a blockage, as a physical blockage, or an ailment in the physical body. So try to cleanse your physical body first. Try to make your physical body very healthy. Many people, they say, yes, see, once you make your physical body healthy and cleanse all the physical, emotional and mental bodies, after that, once the kundalini awakens, once the awakening is complete, after that you can expect that your health can your awakened kundalini itself will heal you. Even if anything happens in future, most of it's like there are no chances that that a person gets sick. So but many people listen to this kind of advantage, that kundalini helps to heal the body, and that is why they want to appear for the Shaktipat. But that is not the only reason you should appear for a kundalini Shaktipat. I would suggest that you don't appear for a kundalini Shaktipat if any physical ailment you have in your body, because maybe kundalini Shaktipat can even enhance that, because physical ailments happen when there is lot of emotional blockages, lot of mental blockages, and immediately if the Shaktipat energy is triggered on you, then you might start receiving lot of negative thoughts and lot of emotional trauma and all that, and you won't be able to handle it by yourself. So it is advisable, if you have physical ailments, then just first cleanse yourself, cleanse your body. I have lot of articles on my Nirvana Now blog, that says how you can cleanse your health and cleanse sorry, how you can cleanse and become healthy, and how you can cleanse your body and make your mental body, physical body and emotional body healthy. So there are a lot of articles, just go through them and start practicing. And you can see, again I would like to clarify this, because people just do for 1 or 2 months and then they stop, and then they say, okay, I'm ready for the Shaktipat, and then they say, oh, this is happening, that is happening. See, physical body cleansing, at least you have to do for 1 year, and you have to continue doing it, because when you are in the Shaktipat, you do so till the awakening is complete, like all 7 chakras are once all of the chakras are open, you have to continue all your cleansing till then. And what else I would like to suggest is, yes, for getting ready, for getting yourself ready for the awakening processes, I would like that you start meditation daily. Meditation is very important, because meditation helps you to go within, and it helps you to know your energies, it helps you to know your chakras. So I would suggest that you start meditation before at least 2 to 3 months of appearing for the Shaktipat. And meditation, you have to, if you once you appear for the Shaktipat, and if you want your Kundalini to awaken, either by my Shaktipat or someone else, anywhere you go, Kundalini awakening, if you want it to be, to be lasting, and for the awakening to be full, you have to be dedicated with meditation, and daily meditation and regular meditation. You cannot just to meditate for a few months and then say, oh, this and that, and there is no excuses to that. You have to meditate like forever, and once you just have that taste of meditation, taste of the benefits of meditation, you won't stop, you will never stop it. So it's that, yeah, that yes, when you are a beginner, you don't get immediate results with meditation, and it does take time for genuine reasons, genuine results of meditation to appear on you. But that's okay, you can just try on. The more determined you are towards the spiritual path, the more better your meditation will be. And what else I would like to suggest is, that if you want your Kundalini to awaken quickly, and you want that process, you want your body to be cleansed quickly, so I would suggest that a vegetarian diet is better than having a meat based diet. Because well, when I say this, then many people, they have like that ouch feeling inside them, because they just kind of cannot stop eating meat. Because there is this thing that meat eaters, every see, the plant world, they don't have a mind of their own, but the animals have a mind of their own. So mind and soul are attached to the body. And if the body is, you are consuming that body, so you are consuming a part of their energy, mind and energy, soul's energy and mind's energy. So your mind and your mind and your soul are not clear, they are blended with the energy of that animal. So what will happen is that the trauma of that animal, the animal might have been feeling sorry for itself, that it became food for somebody, or maybe it was killed or something. So that energy, that body has, that animal's body has been destroyed, but yet but the mind and soul are still working. So the mind keeps feeling that that there was injustice with them, and etc etc. So then a negative kind of thoughts will keep on coming in your mind, and it will be difficult for you to handle it. So it is better that you stop eating meat based products. All animal based products, they have this animal energies also in getting instilled in your body. So it's better to stop consuming them, because your Kundalini journey, you will actually add more blockages by that. Because animals are actually on their process of evolution, and they are on a lower level than you. So when they are on a process of evolution, they have a lot of negative thoughts and emotions already inside them, and they will be collecting them, and when they'll reach a human birth, they will be getting a chance to cleanse them, if they choose the path of Kundalini awakening. So when you are already on a path of Kundalini awakening, you are already trying to cleanse yourself, you are already trying to evolve from all of your negative, from all the negative and downtrodden ways of that the human has been practicing since all these years. You want to evolve from this, and you want to become a better human being. You want to become better, not just emotionally, but also as a better human being. And also, once you become good, once once the soul becomes pure, once the mind becomes pure, then the body is bestowed with good health. One body is bestowed with lot of strength, and etc, whatever advantages you can imagine of. And so the siddhis are like diamond studs on that. So you can just just stop eating meat products, because they are not good. Also alcohol, because alcohol preparation also involves, I think it does involve eggs and all. You just check out with whatever alcohol you are having, suppose, because I can't say no completely for the alcohol drinks, because there are some places where some countries that are very cold, and they need they need some at least some amount of alcohol to just keep their bodies warm. So it is only, just have it only if you are in a cold place. If you're not in a cold place, then just try to stop it. It's not meant for you. It's meant only for the countries, where they need to keep their bodies warm. So just try to do that. And meat also, complete stop eating it. And what else you can do is, your diet should include more and more root vegetables. And I suggest, root vegetables. Yes, it has been mentioned, in a lot of books and everywhere, that root vegetables should be eaten by a yogi who wants to, who is practicing who is practicing meditation and all that. It is there that, these things are important for the meditator. But also I would suggest that, you eat more of fruits, because fruits are considered a complete food. There can be nothing like fruits, because fruits are considered as the complete product that the nature is giving you. Nature is not giving you plant, nature is not giving you twigs, not giving you stem, not giving you roots, not giving you leaves. It's giving a fruit as a result. And because it leaves it off, it drops off the fruits once they are ripe. So that is, the best form of eating fruits, best form, that you can consume. And they are most fulfilling. They will add a lot of nutrition to your body. How much, I guess, if you eat one fruit is equal to like 2 to 3 days of eating continuous, all sorts of other foods that you can think of. But that doesn't mean that you have to eat only fruits. You can also eat other things, but try to involve fruits, because fruits have a lot of energy. And they have the power to cleanse your emotional body, because the more aromatic the fruits are, their aroma, their taste, they all help in cleansing the emotional body. Obviously, just try to have a control on sweet fruits. If you have something related something if you have to control your sugar, so try to do that. And something more that is necessary to know is, for prior to for better kundalini awakening is, see, this all was necessary for the preparation for the body. And yes, also exercising is important. All those who want to cleanse their physical blockages, physical blockages, when they happen, when the body is stagnant, all the emotional blockages are kept stagnant for long, and the blockages, they just travel to the most to the part of the body where, the least amount of oxygen or least amount of prana energy is gathering. And it just stagnates there. And it all the, more and more it adds to keeps on adding to that part. So it's better that, you just try to exercise, because any blocks that are, getting stagnant, any blocks on the energy level that are slowly getting stagnant in any part of the body, they just start moving. So exercising is very important. Try to exercise as your health is. If you are quite a healthy person, then exercising for 30 minutes or 1 hour would be fine. And any sort of exercise that you feel comfortable, you can just follow. If you are not much healthy, if you keep falling sick regularly, that's it's quite a silly thing, that that you have to say this, if that somebody keeps falling sick quite often. Because your body has actually your body actually has a an immune system that helps to fight against diseases and all. So you just have to think for yourself, why are you falling sick so often? Because body has an immune system that is going to for sure fight with the germs or anything that you can think of. So just think about it, why your body is also I have included a video on health power. If you have health issues, I would advise that you watch it, you download it, you watch it again and again. Try to just implement in your life, and try to improve your health, because health is the most important and the best thing that you can very firstly have in your life. That is that brings happiness, that makes you feel good. So if you are feeling I mean, if you are falling sick quite often, like every 3-4 months or something, then just try to bring an exercising schedule of 15 to 20 minutes daily in your life. And once exercising also helps to increase your immunity, because it helps to it helps the body to strengthen. Once not just eating healthy food is going to make you healthy, because when the healthy food is going inside your body, when you exercise, your energy start moving in the body. So whatever stale energy is there, it will be expelled out of your body. And so exercising is going to improve your health. So, and those people who all are like very sick, they just exercise advice on the advice of your health practitioner or something. So I would not advise anything for them. You have to take advice of your health or gym instructor, or anyone whom you feel you have to, or registered medical practitioner, because I guess they can advise you best on this. And once okay, exercising is important. Once you begin doing exercises regularly, once you also, pranayam is important. Pranayam is where prana is how you breathe, and the energy that you take in and breathe out is called prana. And so pranayam, the means some doing some exercise, so that you can be flexible with the prana energy that you are taking in. So pranayam is, I would suggest that you do at least 2 to 3. One is alternate nostril breathing, like you have to just put your close one nostril, breathe through the other one, and breathe out through the other one, then again breathe in, breathe out. So I would that is alternate nostril breathing. And there is kapalbhati, like continuously expelling your wind from your lungs, and up to certain counts, like you can continuously breathe out for 30 seconds or 1 minute. And then that just helps to to breathe out all the stale energy from your lungs. Because so being in this life, it helps. What happens is that a person's breathing cycle is disturbed, and you don't breathe the full breath, and the breath becomes unrhythmic, and sometimes you just breathe half breaths, and the other that air is that is getting accumulated in the lungs, that just stays there. It becomes stale, and that is how and it's important that you expel out that air also. And you can always take deep breathing. Purak, kumbhak and rechak is also good. Purak is fill up your, purak is means to fill up your lungs. Then kumbhak means to to retain the breath inside your lungs. And rechak means to breathe out. So that is also a very good exercise. It should be done for a count of 1:4:2. Like if you breathe in for 1 second, retain for 4 seconds, and breathe out for 2 seconds. That is also good. So 2 to 3 pranayam exercises you can include on a daily basis. Yes, it is important. These are like it should be done very slowly and with a calm and peaceful mind. So actually you love doing it. So I don't think I need to say about that you should do it regularly, you should practice it, and etc. I won't need to say anything about it. So, and also once exercising, pranayam, good food, vegetarian food, then practicing meditation regularly, all these things are important. Cleansing your physical, emotional and mental blocks. Forgiveness, practice forgiveness, like forgiving people and etc. You can also do chakra meditation regularly. What meditations you can do? Chakra meditations you can do. Then you can do cleansing and energizing meditation. You will be able to find these meditations anywhere on the internet. So just try to find out. There are actually a lot of sites where they give a variety of meditations, and you can just practice them. And or you can just get a meditation CD on the internet. There are a lot of different CDs. So just try to buy a CD that you feel it's it resonates with what you want to what kind of meditation you want to do. So these are all the things that are important for awakening the kundalini. Above all, emotional, how much you want your kundalini, all their positive emotions as well as negative emotions. Not negative actually, but sometimes even that maybe fear of something, maybe that you are not able to tackle. Not exactly, I cannot exactly say that negative energy, negative emotions also help to awaken kundalini. But yes, sometimes when a person goes through very deep emotional trauma, that also then also accidentally the kundalini awakens. But you cannot say in which type of cases that happens. So it's just in the hands of nature, and on how much the evolution path that person has on what level of the emotional, on what level of the evolution path that person is, and how quickly that person has to awaken, and how quickly that person has to attain, that completion of awakening. So that it depends on that. And what else I would like to say is, all these things are important for Kundalini awakening. And I was about to say something very nice, and that was, a point. um Wait a second. I guess, because I have to say something else, that is why I forgot that point. So, Kundalini, for Kundalini awakening, all these things are important. And what else you can do is, once you are in the Kundalini awakening path, oh yes, I was going to say is, many people say that, once their Kundalini is awakened, how to maintain that, because they were like getting very good vibrations before, and now they are not, maybe, it might have lessened, or their interest might have lessened. So, one thing is there, that, the more positive, the more pure you are inside, the more easily the Kundalini will awakening, means that that spinal sweep that happens, rising of the Kundalini during while you meditate. And that happens, quite often, if you are pure inside, if you are, fully surrendered to the divine, and you're ready for, you just surrender yourself, you just make yourself ready for awakening at any time. And you are even fine if the divine is not, if the awakening does, if it doesn't get awakened in one session. It's totally fine if you don't get the vibration, and don't get those kinds of feelings. So that is also important. And for Kundalini, it's totally, like, once Kundalini awake, once, like, once it is awakened, and you're on an ongoing path towards cleansing your chakras, or opening your chakras one by one, then, it's not fixed for anybody that all the chakras are going to open in just one go. For some people, like, going from one chakra to next chakra might be in between few days, like, it might take few days, few months, or even years. So, sometimes even lifetimes are involved, like, after up to certain chakras are open, then a person continues his journey from the next birth. So, you cannot exactly say when the other chakra is going to be opened. What you can do if your Kundalini is awakened and you want your chakras to open is, each and every you can just work on cleansing your chakras more and more. I will be discussing more on this, on chakras, and how to cleanse them, how to open them, how to quickly get your chakras ready to open, so that, you in the next video, so that one by one you can just expect your chakras to open. That also, that is just that will be an exercise that you will be doing. Again, the opening of the chakras and awakening Kundalini, crossing the chakras, it's totally in the hand of divine. So yes, you can just play your part, you can be ready from your side, you can just surrender yourself and get ready for that awakening. And, you can just do everything from your side, and then, just wait for the divine to play the magic. So that is how it is. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I know many of you wanted to know about all of this. So just try to follow all this. And I if you have any questions, do drop into the box below. If there are any health related queries, I would not be answering them, because I am not a health practitioner who answers that. And yeah, that's it. So I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you prepare yourself for your Kundalini awakening. I hope you stay determined on your path of exercising, doing spiritual exercises, pranayama, following the correct diet. And may God bless you to stay determined on your Kundalini path, and may God bless you with the awakening soon. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.